Hi guys. Hi guys. Welcome to this week's episode, The Art of Letting Go. Everyone goes through it, and last week I tried to make an episode because I was currently going through a heartbreak and then at the same time major career shifts, and I realized this is the perfect time for me to talk about the art of letting go because I had to let go of some things. Well, it was too soon and I couldn't talk about it, so we're talking about it this week. The art of letting go. Welcome to this episode. So, what is letting go actually? Letting go is an active process of rewiring the brain's neural pathways to release emotional attachment to the past, people, or beliefs. Letting go means that you're going through some phases, and the first step usually is denial. Denial is something that I'm so fucking good at. I'll be in denial about everything. If it means that I can just postpone the pain for a little bit, sounds like a fucking great deal to me. You just heard your close family member got sick and they're going to die. The doctor must have made a mistake because it cannot be true. Denial is really helpful in ways like that because it just gives us some extra time to process what is really happening. It's that protective buffer. Your brain cannot process all of these emotions all at once. It acts as a protective physiological shock absorber. Some people live in a constant state of denial about their relationship. The marriage that they're in is not really that bad. They're very much in love with this person despite having really vengeful thoughts about them. Alcohol isn't really that bad to their body because they've been drinking their whole life and it has done nothing but bring them pleasure. It's not that bad. That job is completely draining you. The people that work there are super toxic, but it pays so well. And it's not as bad as you think it is. The people are deep down really kind. They just don't show it to me that often. Trust me, it's not as bad as you think it is. Guys, what am I hearing? What is it? Denial. It's denial. We can stay in denial for as long as we want to. But at some point, we know we have to move forward, right? This shit show is not gonna bring us any good, guys. And we have to let that shit go. My version of denial usually just means that I have to find out that there is nothing to be in denial about. There was something, and now it's gone, and now there's nothing left. I could be in denial about it, but there is nothing. That job is gone. That relationship, over. Just an example of what I'm talking about. You have this amazing glass that you love to drink your morning coffee from. Your grandma gifted it to you. It's beautiful. It's colorful. And every morning when you take a sip, you get reminded of the love that she gifted you. And then one day, the glass falls, completely shatters. It's broken. And you try to hold on to it. You try to grab and glue it back together, but only for it to fall apart again. And when you try to keep holding on to that fucking piece of glass, your hands are going to bleed. If you're gonna drink from it, your mouth will fucking bleed. And at some point you realize this used to be my favorite piece of glass, but there is nothing to hold on to because this glass is broken. It doesn't exist. There is nothing to hold on because there's nothing left. There was something ever and now there's nothing. So just take it as a sign to finally get that matching piece of coffee cups that you really wanted to. Be thankful that you had so many years to drink from that piece of glass, but now get yourself a fucking new glass. There is a 90 seconds rule when it comes to emotions. So apparently emotions are only felt in your body for 90 seconds. And every time that you rethink about that thought or that event that happened, you're just re-triggering your body. So if you feel an emotion any longer than 90 seconds, it basically just means that you are re-triggering that emotion with your thoughts. I think that's part of the process as well. So you're overthinking, trying to understand their behaviors, trying to rationalize and understand whatever happened to you. Why were their actions not aligned with their words? Why did they misbehave? Would they feel regretful? Are they hurting? Are they also feeling this loss that I'm feeling? Can they sleep at night knowing that they did this to me? What shall I do? What shall we do? What do you think I should do? Shall I warn everyone on the internet about them? Stop. Simply stop. Do not make up this dramatic story that they hurt you on purpose. Your thoughts will drive you crazy, and we don't want to be crazy. So instead, you simply decide that you're going to believe the most favorable story that there is. So the piece of glass that you shattered from your grandma Willie, you're going to believe that This is your sign to finally get those matching glassware sets that you so desperately wanted to. Thank you, Grandma. The next phase in letting go is usually anger, but I also prefer to call it grief. There is no timeline to process any emotions. There is no timeline for grief, and you can take as long as you want. You can take as long as you like. You can be angry however long you like. You have to grieve something a lot of the times because you're detaching from this image that you made in your mind. You are a manager of 75 people, and now the company is not doing too well, and you are no longer a manager of these 75 people. But who are you then when people ask you, what do you do for a living? I'm a manager. You're still someone that has a skill set to be a manager. That doesn't change. You might not be a manager for 75 people now, but you could become a manager for like what, 100 people or a smaller team. You don't know, but that skill set didn't just disappear. I want to read something in my diary because when I think about letting go, I usually think of it as worlds. Like there's a world in which you live and there's a world in which the other person lives, and everyone kind of lives in their own world with their own thoughts, their feelings, emotions, and how they perceive reality is so specific and always so fucking deeply personal to you. And when you get to know another person, you get to know their world. So the oceans of feelings that they carry deep within themselves, the mountain of knowledge that they have, their hopes and their dreams about all the things that they want to accomplish in life, the battles that they have fought in the past and the battles that they have won and lost, the sun that shines through their eyes, the birds that sing songs of their childhood dreams and that they carry into their new house of wood. So back to the topic, the world within us. For me, I believe everyone is on some sort of mission to stay as true to your world as you can be. And when you adapt yourself too much to the world of another, sometimes worlds do not align. They do not collide, but they collapse. And when it collapses, you have gone way too far. You realize too late that this was not the world that you were supposed to live in. And now you have to deal with the consequences of those actions. And you have to rebuild your world. You have to fully rebuild your life because you are not walking and being true to the path that was yours. And sometimes you hear the song of another world and you realize that's your song as well. That sounds awfully familiar to you. Then you can just keep that song into your world. What I mean by that, for instance, a friend of mine, she was dating someone that wanted to go to Portugal. She really liked this man, but he was misbehaving a lot. She couldn't let this man go until she realized that she also wanted to move to Portugal, and it wasn't him that she liked, it was just the country that she liked. And the dream that he was following was also part of her dream. And now she's moving to Portugal by herself and she is thriving. She didn't have to let go of his whole world, only of him. So I hope that this explanation about worlds kind of made sense, and if it didn't, then it is what it is. Now we have arrived to the good part, the final phase of letting go. Acceptance. You're finally ready to accept and see the whole picture. You accept the situation as it is, but you still have to let it go. Let go of the tears underneath your skin. Let go of the weight that is holding you back. Let go of the worries that are bringing you down. Let go of the insecurities and behaviors that are not serving you. Things that are not for you will never be for you. You're allergic to gluten and you still decided to eat a pizza and eat a lot of bread. That shit is going to hurt because you know it didn't belong in your body. Now you're in pain. You have to let go of that shit, but it's going to hurt a lot more than if you just ordered a gluten-free pizza. But you didn't. You wanted to be chill about it and fit in. But now you're going to stand out when you walk into the ladies' room. Guys, let's not do this shit. Let's be honest to ourselves. It's not always the easiest thing. You can be in denial about it and eat a pizza, and then your body is going to be angry at you for eating that pizza. And then you have to accept it and still let pizza go. And it's going to be painful. It's just going to hurt a lot more because you weren't being truthful to yourself. So let's just be truthful to ourselves. But you know what? It's just part of life. Move forward, guys, with full fucking force. Because if there is one thing I know for certain, it's that you don't have to let go of today because it can still fucking slay. Don't let go of that. Bye. Bye.